Yeah, haven't found anything.
We recently, semi-recently, incorporated them just to try to get rid of wasting.
Welcome to 3D Accuracy, where I'll talk about 3D printing, 3D product design, and 3D injection and die-cast mold design. The printer has arrived. I'm not going to be able to take video. I may have to help him just a little bit, just to keep the printer on the lift gate. Good enough. I brought wrenches just in case the nuts were tight.
On the feet?
On the feet, yeah. So I brought wrenches with me, never expecting I would need Allen wrenches.
The one thing you don't think of.
Right, right. It's always the one you don't think you're going to need is the one you need. So, what was it that went into the truck and then came out over here by my shop and got pushed into the shop here? Want to see it? I happened to run across a Stratasys F370 being sold by someone 9 miles from me. I had to buy it. It was too close. I could have pushed it to this shop. Okay, anyway, one of the things I had to do here, you see I put a couple of zip ties between the belt drives to keep the head from moving when they shipped it. See, so it's nice and firm. I put one zip tie around the motor and then attached it to the chassis here in the corner so that it wouldn't move in and out. And then to keep it moving side to side, I took the two belts. And they always say, you know, take the belts and then squeeze it together, put a zip tie around it. The problem is they're so small that when you go to cut this off, the zip tie, oftentimes you risk damaging the belt because it's all so tight and so small. So I always like to put something in between the two belts, and I forgot to bring a piece of paper. I usually just crumble up a piece of paper, put it in there, put the zip tie around it, and then when I come to snip it out of there, there's plenty of room to get at it without damaging the belt. But I forgot to bring a piece of paper with me, so I just took the bag that I had the zip ties in and just put it in there and pulled it up tight. So let's cut those out of there. Okay, bingo, zip, zip. Just cut that out of there. And 1, 2, 3, all done. Okay, now I can move this. You see how easy this whole assembly moves. There's like nothing to it. And so you always want to secure the head so that it's not flying around when they're driving with it. But here you see, there's the belt that controls the x-axis, back and forth the x-axis. And all you got to do is pinch that belt together on most 3D printers, put a zip tie around it, and then you're all set. The head won't move in that direction. But I always put a piece of paper or something in between there. Otherwise, you get those belts pinched tight. You can't get a cutter in there to cut off the zip tie, and they're difficult sometimes to do, and you risk damaging the belt. So I always put a wad of paper in there and then pull it up tight against that, and that gives me enough room to get in there and snip that. Okay, so now I have no real plans to do anything with the machine today. It's middle late-ish in the afternoon, and I need to clean it. I need to get it all connected up to the wireless. I did test the printer before I bought it. It does print parts. This, in fact, I've got all kinds of little sample parts, and this this little part right here, PLA, that one I did last week. I generally don't print with PLA material, but that's what was in the machine. That was all there was. And there was no support material, which is okay. Apparently the PLA doesn't use it in this machine. It has a ventilation nozzle instead. There's an air nozzle that cools. And so since that was what was in there, that's what I went ahead and printed the part with. All I needed to do is see that the machine ran. I didn't need to do anything special. So over the next few days, I'll get it all connected. There's no cables, no connections, no anything with the printer except a couple of new sets of tips and some build trays. That's it. One partial spool of PLA in here, and that's it. There's only like 11 cubic inches left on the spool. So I have to get some supplies, and even the cables, I got to get another network cable to connect it to the router. I have to get a power cord. I have one that'll temporarily work, but I want to get a longer one. And then we'll get this guy all connected up and attached to the network, and then I can use it. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you're ever in need of 3D product design, 3D injection mold design, 3D die-cast mold design, or 3D printed prototypes or production parts, please feel free to contact me. You can find contact information in the video description. I look forward to hearing from you and to being of service to you. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate it. See you on 3D Accuracy's next video.